Okay, I'm a little mad because I just wasted an entire hour trying to explain what I'm going to do today, and and my mic was peaking the entire time, so it was basically inaudible, so I have to record this video. Don't worry about the plushie on my head, we'll get to that in a bit. So hey, what's up gamers? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. I'm not. I've spent 2 weeks trying to polish this mod and squash as many bugs as... I'm even losing my English here. I've been polishing this mod for 2 weeks and squashing as many bugs as I could. Keyword here. But yeah, the announcement today is that Defile is now available. If you're watching this on YouTube from your recommended or whatever the hell, the mod is available in the description. I'm hosting it on Modrinth publicly for free. It's maybe not available yet because I don't know when the Modrinth moderation is going to accept it. At the time being, it's not when I'm recording this. But if you're watching this, you know, in a few days after the video is released, it's probably available. If it's not, check every so often. And if you're watching this from the Modrinth page, well, yeah, you can already download it on the right, like to the right here. I'm pointing with my fingers in real life. That doesn't really work in Minecraft. Anyway, so today I figured I would explain a little bit what is everything in the mod. Let me just hold on. Let me just get rid of this girl. We don't need her. There we go. All right. So the first thing you'll want to get your hands on is the sun effigy. You can craft it with gold blocks and a sunflower in the middle, just like this. Now that's cool. We have our sun effigy. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty neat, but you can't do anything with it yet because, yeah, if you've watched the SMP Finale Part 1 video, you'll know that you need funeral ink to actually dunk it into for it to actually do something. So let's get working on that. Now that you have this sun effigy, all you need to do is find an evoker through a raid or a mention or whatever you want, and then just very nicely, gently get rid of him, dispose of him while holding the sun effigy. That could be hitting it repeatedly with the sun effigy or killing him while holding the sun effigy and holding a sword. That is up to you. And instead of dropping a totem of undying, as you'll notice, he drops a totem of uncleansing, which is the second item this mod adds. Now this is where things actually get interesting, because whenever you die with this totem of uncleansing, as you can guess, you're not going to die. It is a totem. And again, this is where the fun begins. Now, whenever you die with a totem of uncleansing in your hand, you get turned into an inkling thanks to the inkmorphosis effect, and you get 5 minutes of it for using one totem. And in this form, you'll notice the first thing is that you cannot sprint. It's a little annoying. Outside of ink, it's a little bit of a chore to go around, and you also do not have hunger, so any type of food, you will not be able to eat it. And as a result, if I summon another evoker here, you're gonna be my help, little guy. Oh my god, this is actually pretty bad. This is really bad. This is really bad. See, you can't regenerate health and you can't eat. But fear no more, my friend, because whenever you try to sprint, when you use your sprint key, you will actually dive. Yeah, this is why this video is probably titled something like adding edgy Splatoon to Minecraft, or turning Minecraft into edgy Splatoon. And the thing you'll have noticed is now I am full health. Yeah, you have a very slow passive regeneration whenever you're missing health, but that passive regeneration is increased through very high saturation whenever you dive. What do I mean by that is that, yes, you have regeneration, but if you have any mods that actually change how much saturation... Nope. You're not gonna get me, little man. If you have mods that actually change how saturation works and how much health it gives you, this is also gonna be synchronized with it. So it's pretty much auto-balanced, in a sense. It's not really balanced, but it is in a sense. Now the other advantage you'll notice is that whenever you're in diving mode, mobs would just not be able to target you. This evoker right here, I don't know why... Wait, why is he fleeing us? Okay, well, he's fleeing us, but he's not able to attack us, nor damage us. You're also immune to most forms of damage, minus out-of-world and explosion damage. And another ability that comes with diving is the fact that you can press the space bar in dive mode, and as you can see, it will charge a jump bar at the bottom. Jump bar that whenever you release it, you get launched in the air. Which leads me to my next point. You also do not take any fall damage as an inkling. Instead, you'll just splatter on the ground or if you land on ink, you will dive in it. You do not take any fall damage. You can just pretty much be some weird ink, dolphin, or whale. I don't know, whatever you want to be. Again, just have fun with it. And yeah, as I've shown but not said, in this dive form, you'll be able to spread ink around, including on top of water, which allows you to walk. But as you can see, if I clear my effect, that effect only applies to inklings. Regular players, you're still going to struggle in water. Another thing I forgot to mention about the jump is that there is a little tech. It's a little secret between us. It's probably not going to be listed on the mod description, but if you hold the space bar and then you get out of the ink, you will see that it is actually stored, which means that the next time you'll dive, you will actually just get a free instant launch in the air. Now, we've got ink, we've got a sun effigy. There's actually something more we can do with this. And you're right. You just have to dunk it in ink. And this will trigger the eclipse, or the black rain, or whatever you want to call it. To me, it is both combined in one. As you can see, you will eclipse the sun, blot it out, and paint the entire world black. It will trigger a beautiful black rain, thunderstorm, whatever you want to call it. And this has a few advantages. And the main one, if you remember correctly, ink morphosis only gives you 5 minutes of the effect whenever you use a totem of uncleansing. But with the black rain, if you're already an inkling, you'll need to already be an inkling. It doesn't apply the effect to everyone. That effect will get refreshed to 5 minutes approximately every 5 seconds, which means that for the duration of the black rain, you can just go to your heart's content. You can Splatoon it up as much as you want. You can just have so much fun for about 2 hours. The sun effigy dropped in ink lasts about 2 hours. Now, the other thing that you'll notice is that around inkling players, and it's only around inkling players, you do not have to worry about griefing if there's no inklings, but around inkling players, the world will start getting covered in ink gradually by the rain, kind of like how snow works in snowy biomes. Yeah, as you can see, the world is gradually getting covered in it, just to show that, you know, it is actually raining ink from the sky. And yeah, that is pretty much everything about the mod. I know there's a few things that I forgot to mention, like how, for instance, if you are not an inkling on ink, you cannot actually sprint, you're just stuck, and it's just a pain to go through, just in general. As you can see, it slows you down, and on top of that, you cannot sprint. And that is pretty much everything I can think of the mods. It's not a lot. I know it doesn't have much gameplay purpose. It's just purely here to have fun. But actually, I just remembered something. If you're a YouTube member or a Ko-Fi member, or generally a community member who has access to supporter benefits, there's a few perks that I need to show you. The first one is Inkling Cosmetics. As you can see, when I'm an Inkling, I'm just a regular guy, just a small little guy, you know. It looks cool, it looks neat, it's very cute. But for supporters, I went ahead and added Inkling Cosmetics because I knew some people would like to have, you know, my special rat Inkling or Lux's special Inkling skin. And yeah, you have access to that whenever you use a Totem of Uncleansing as a supporter, as an Inkling. You now have access to a bunch of cosmetics I added just for supporters to have fun with. You can do some interesting combinations. Just in general, Outer Worlds reference, you can have a lot of fun stuff with it. And when you confirm, bam, there you go. Everyone will see you as this Inkling from now on. Also, another thing I should probably mention, these buttons use the same option buttons code that Minecraft has, and I learned something about that. If you press, I mean, you can just cycle through the options like this, but if you press shift, apparently, you can go back between options. And that's something I didn't know, but now you do, and you can, yeah, there's something that works in Minecraft. I didn't know about that. And you can also use the scroll wheel on it. I think that's just so cool. I never knew that about Minecraft buttons, but now you do. Now, cosmetics is not where this all ends. There's also a bunch of debug commands. Not really debug commands. I call them super silly supporter commands because they're commands that I added just for supporters to have fun with that do not give any gameplay advantage because they pretty much apply to the entire save. And you get access to them by using /defile. /defile Black Rain is still available to everyone. That's not a supporter exclusive thing because, you know, you should be able to set the rain duration if you want to, instead of using the sun effigy. So that is available to everyone. But if you're a supporter, you can actually mess around with the Black Rain, mess around with the Inkling stuff, and I'm going to show it to you. The first one is Black Rain Intensity. Now, it's currently, every option is going to default to 1. It's always going to be the default. But this one basically influences how much ink the rain puts throughout the world. So if you put that to 2, you'll notice that it starts like inking the world a little faster. But screw that. We're going to go straight to 20. And as you can see, yeah, it inks the world just faster. And screw that. If you want to see, yeah, this is what this is what 2000 looks like. And 20,000. Yeah, you can have fun with that all you want. Now I'll put that back to 1. And the second is inkling dive speed. Now that one also defaults to 1. And as you can guess, well, it just influences how fast you are as an inkling in dive mode. Now, a lot of these commands, all of these commands, they will reset whenever you restart the client, whenever you restart the server. So they're not going to get saved. But still, be very careful with them, because if you have access to them, they can actually pretty easily ruin an entire world, even though, again, they don't get saved. So it's not anything that will corrupt permanently, but, you know, this is a griefy mod by default. Look at all of this, okay? This is a griefy mod by default. You signed up when you downloaded it and installed it on your world. So just, again, be very careful. Just be very careful with it. But yeah, a lot of these commands are kind of messed up. Again, inkling dive speed 2. If the movement increase is above 2, it just makes you so you have perpetual movement. It's a little broken, but you're free to, again, mess around with these. The third one is inkling. I'll do inkling launch strength first because it's the one that's like more understandable. It's the one that influences how okay, I'm going to change the speed back to 1. This is actually unbearable. But inkling launch strength, as you can guess, is the one that dictates how far you can go up in the air. The fourth one is inkling launch airspeed. Now this one is not necessarily very self-explanatory, so I'm going to explain it better. Whenever you use the launch, you'll notice that you move through the air pretty smoothly, right? Minecraft, whenever you move through the air, you don't move this fast. Like if I just go in the air and I go down, as you can see, I'm much more slow. And this one basically, again, influences that speed. So if you put it to 2, you'll notice that you'll go much further. It basically multiplies your velocity in the air. And so if you put it to 20, for instance, yeah, it gets it gets pretty crazy pretty quickly. You know what? Screw it. Let's try 2000. Yeah, so again, like I said, be very careful with these commands. I'm just, oh my god. And finally, the ink spread power, which honestly, I should have probably started with that one. As you can guess, this one is just basically gonna say how much ink you spread around whenever you're diving. So this is 1, but if we put it to 10, yeah, it's self-explanatory. You have fun with it. And if you put it to 1000, it's an instant world crash. All right, well, anyway, that is pretty much everything about defile. It's not everything about what's included in the mod, because to run the mod, you'll need my new library. Sorry, this sounds... I sound like a terrible person. But I decided to make a library that I'm going to use for all my public mods going forward, because there's a lot of stuff I noticed. There's a lot of code I've reused time and time again. And in this library, as a little bonus, I figured I would include the Ratmate plush, the Folly plush, and the Moth plush. Now from the Airship video, from the Anchor Blade video, and from Reach for the Stars episode 1, just for free. Previously, only supporters had access to them, but now... they're here. They're here. They're pretty much going to be in any mod I have in the future because, well, this library contains these 3 plushies, and yeah, you have access to them. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. They're just so cute. I'm just mesmerized. Another funny thing you can do is that you can have a no block on top of them, and the no block will actually use that sounds. That's just a silly thing. So yeah, you can play Megalovania with just like honks or something. I don't know. I don't know what people do with no blocks. And if you're a supporter, just like in Defile, you also have a little bonuses. For instance, if I type in the chat, as you can see, I have a little Folly red icon. Let me just go into the chat settings and make it a little bigger. See, as you can see, it also happens to show on tab whenever you press tab, but I'm not on a multiplayer server right now, so it won't. And also next to your name tag, which probably some videos of supporters messing around as Inklings right now, and you can see their name tags. And also, just like the Defile Inkling Cosmetics, there's also some Ratatouille supporter cosmetics. You can just sneak, right-click a plushie in the air, and then you'll have access to basically a menu that you can put any plush on your head. And look at that. Look at her. Oh, she's holding me by the horns. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my god. I love this. And yeah, now that is everything about the mod. I hope you enjoy. The mod is going to be available on Modrinth, again, link in the description. Now, a little disclaimer is that this mod might not be updated actively in the future. It doesn't mean that it won't ever get updated anymore, but just like, you know, I have so many videos and projects I need to work on that public modding is not exactly, it started as a hobby, now it's a bit of a chore, but I figured I'd make this mod available nonetheless, because, you know, I thought it was one of my more refined and interesting mods. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you have fun with it, I hope you paint the world black with friends, and yeah, I genuinely don't know how to end these videos, I don't know, bye, thank you for supporting me, have fun, bye-bye, take care, love y'all.